Epigenetics literally means on top of genetics, so it's a fairly new science.
Would you expect your grandma's weekly trips to the chip shop in the 60s affect your health today? Have you ever wondered why some people eat a lot but don't put on any weight? What about your granddad's smoking habit as a young adult? This is due to epigenetics, the study of the processes that induce changes to gene activity without changing gene sequence. If we take the DNA sequence to be a sentence, epigenetics is a punctuation that fine-tunes the meaning. If the punctuation is altered, things can get a bit nasty. A type of epigenetic process involves the addition of carbon and hydrogen atoms that switches off the gene. The process can be likened to tags on a washing line, with the line as the DNA sequence. Here's Dr. Karen Lillycrop talking about how this process is altered.
Early life environment, so that's maternal nutrition, maternal behaviour and stress, can actually alter the establishment of these methylation marks on our genes, so can actually change the activity of our genes. So it resets these marks in early life, and once reset, these marks stay altered.
These lifestyle factors can leave permanent methyl tags during development that can remain throughout life. Another epigenetic process is histone modification. Histone is a spool that the DNA wraps around. The extent of the wrapping determines the gene activity. These altered processes can lead to a higher risk of diseases in later life. Karen is trying to identify the markers that link to diseases.
You can actually detect these altered marks in early life, say at birth, and use those to predict the later metabolic capacity and disease risk. So what we found is methylation marks that predict later adiposity, and so we're hopeful that we can use these then to identify those individuals at increased risk. I mean, it's fairly early days yet, but we're beginning to see signatures that might be predictive of later cancer.
Epigenetics hasn't been hailed as a scientific revolution for no reason. It has enormous potential in human medicine with the opportunity to identify disease risk early.